Okay, looks like we are live. Hello, 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 everyone. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the countdown and we will be back. All right, hey everyone. Hope you guys are all doing good. Yeah, hope everyone's doing good. And as you can see, we're going to be talking about Nene and Kandi. Kandi has had a very eventful week. I feel like Kandi has been all over the media lately. And yeah, so we're going to be discussing some situations that's been going on between Kandi and Nene. Also, we're going to be talking about College Hill featuring Nene Leakes. And we're going to also be talking about Kandi and Phaedra as well, too. So before we get started, let me go ahead and formally introduce myself. My name is Sin. Um, and we are Kenzie TV. We actually just changed our name from Sisters Talk TV to Kenzie TV. So if you knew us as Sisters Talk TV, we are now in Kenzie TV. Okay, so yeah.
And I am Lucy, and I'm other one half of Kenzie TV. Yes, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys again for your love and support. And if you are out there, please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you already have not. Yes, so let's not waste any other time. Let's just get into what is on the agenda. Yes. So first and foremost, we will just dive into our girl Lanithia Leaks. So we will just kind of go through Nene, kind of talk about Nene and her, just kind of like her ventures through, from how she went from Real Housewife and now she is, here, and she's doing the reality TV, the college edition of College Hill Celebrity Edition, just in case you guys have not heard. Yeah, so news was, we have to report the news basically. So it has come to us that Nene Leakes is going to be on College Hill Celebrity Edition, and they will be at Texas Southern University, and that of course is in Texas, and with her other, if I would say her other classmates or course mates, which includes Lamar Odom, Dream Doll, India Love, Stacey Dash, Big Frida, Ray J, I believe, if I'm not repeating it. I believe that's all of the people who will be on there alongside with Nene Leakes. Now, there isn't much of what we've heard except those individuals that will be on there. But again, we know, like I said, it's going to be taking place at Texas Southern University. And if you guys have watched College Hills, you guys already know these are students who are in college, and it's just that experience of these African American college students, and we're just kind of like getting in depth with their everyday life while they're in college. Vice versa, these are celebrities, and I'm not sure if either of them didn't have attended college or if they have, but it's interesting to know and kind of just, just kind of.
Can you turn down your volume just a little bit?
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, so it's just going to be a little bit interesting to see how this plays out, because I at first I was a little bit wasn't really for it, but then I was like, okay, let's just see how this goes. It may be interesting, and it may just give us a different perspective on when it comes to celebrities and how they navigate like as college students. So that's just kind of like where my thoughts were on that. Yeah, so Sam, like, with this, what were your thoughts on this, especially like Nene being on this particular reality TV? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I personally thought like, oh, Nene's going to be on a new show, College Hill. I thought it was interesting that she was going to be a new show, but I'm like, how is it going to change? Because how is I don't know. I actually, to be quite honest, if you want to hear my honest thoughts on this situation that Nene's going to college Hill, I was kind of like, Nene, how do you go from Real Housewives to College Hill?
My thoughts exactly. My thoughts exactly. From Real Housewives of Atlanta to College Hill, Celebrity Edition. I wasn't expecting it, so I'll just add in. I wasn't expecting this for Nene, and it's interesting because she wasn't really talking about it. Like she didn't really promote it as. And well, let me just say, not they didn't actually promote it. It was just more of like I was put out there, so it was something for us to just like they just gave us the news, like okay, College Hill Edition. And till today, Nene has not spoke on the reality TV that she's going to be in College Hill. So it's just us to just continue to like speculate. And although it's been confirmed, it's just like, okay, what are we expecting, from these people? Now, if you guys do follow us on our Instagram, we really give you guys all the updates over there. So we've posted just like some photos from, I believe, the scene that they were filming. I believe they were at a game, possibly a basketball game. And, we did see Nene, we did see Ray J, we did see Big Freedia, and I believe it was Dream Doll that we saw in that particular scene. So Nene is going to be on this reality show. Now, some people are for it and some people are not. The same thing Sin said, that she's shocked that Nene's going to be in this reality TV, is like what everyone's like, no, like this is like a downgrade kind of for like Nene, because we're always seeing Nene as like, this, she holds herself like in high regard. So it's interesting to kind of see her go from Real Housewives of Atlanta to College Hill. Some people say she doesn't need the coins, and some people say, well, we don't know. So I don't know. I can't. For me, I can't say that Nene doesn't have any coins, because I can't. I don't know exactly what's going on with her in terms of like financial situation. But it doesn't hurt to be like in a reality TV. It doesn't hurt. Every little coin helps, right? And who knows? It could be Nene wants to possibly venture off into other things. Maybe this is a stepping stone for her. Who knows what's to come like after this, right? Like she could be getting deals with other networks. So that's just, maybe she's just trying to be open about like, where she kind of dips in. So that's kind of like my thoughts on that. I wasn't really shocked, nor was I surprised. I could just say I was just in the middle of it. So yeah. San, do you have any other thoughts on this, like before we move to another topic? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, what are some of your thoughts? Like, what are some of your thoughts on this? Because our Instagram is like blowing 24/7 with comments in terms of what their thoughts are with this whole Nene leak situation and her appearing to be on this reality TV show that they're going to airing. So I don't know. Let me read you some comments that people really have to say. Like, I'm just going to read you guys a few, and you guys tell me if you guys agree or not. Okay. A follower says, this is what it comes to. Basically, they're also shocked and surprised that, this is, I believe they were speaking on in terms of Nene leaks. Like, I mean, they couldn't believe it either. Like, this is what it has come to, like from Real Housewives of Atlanta and then to this. Another follower says, I will watch because I like the characters and they will have something to bring to the table. I'm excited for them. So there we have some supporters. And another follower says, all the celebs that need coins ASAP. Do you guys think, like we were mentioning earlier, do you guys actually think Nene needs the coins? Or this is just, again, something for her to maybe move to a next stepping stone, like move to the next big thing, right? Or maybe, she's definitely good for TV. I'm not going to hold Nene on that. She's definitely a good entertainment for sure. So I don't think her time in terms of reality TV show should be gone. I think she still is good for TV, but I'm just trying to figure out what exactly would be Nene's niche. So, all right. So another follower says, this is stupid. The original College Hill consisted of actual college students. None of these people went to college. That's an interesting comment. Like I said I said I wasn't sure if any of these people went to college. Now, someone also is also saying the same thing I'm saying, that these people did not go to college. So again, we don't know how this is going to play out. So that's why I'm going to be tuning in to watch for sure. All right, so this is one of the comments that another follower said that I wanted to really bring up. Okay, so the follower says, y'all delusional if y'all think Lenithia Monique leaks or Ray J needs any coins. Y'all better do y'all research. So some people don't think she needs the coins because, again, it looks like Nene is bagged. So, but again, we don't know why she is taking on this particular role in this College Hill Celebrity Edition. Sin, what are your thoughts? What are your final thoughts on this?
I mean, people are honestly, people are just confused. And I even saw places where people are just not believing that she's actually on the show. So, and this is for anyone that's not believing Nene is actually on the show. Let me just go ahead and pull up a video clip that they're actually filming. Nene is actually filming this show. So all of Nene's fans who are, they're just in disbelief that, oh yeah, this is not our girl, this is not Nene. Yeah, she is filming College Hill. So let me just go ahead and pull up a clip in just a second. So let me pull up this clip.
Yeah, so while Sin, like I said, you guys did not believe. Yeah, I'm so glad, Sin, you were able to pull this clip because, again, some people do not believe it. Some people believe it, but they're in shock. But this is what it has come to. Yeah, so while Sin is pulling that up, what are your thoughts on this? Like, I mean, yeah, yep, it's Lenithia, it's your girl Lenithia. So yeah, I'll watch it. I'm not going to even hold you guys on this. I will watch it just to see what is given, and just because I like watching Nene. I think she's definitely good for TV, and not sure of the other people because I'm not really a big fan. Not really a big fan, but I don't really know much about all of them. But of course, we know Ray J. He was on Love and Hip Hop, so I know Ray J is going to get his coins. That's for sure. He's not ashamed to say, I'm going to go and get that. So I can't hold Ray J on that either. So, and I think he's definitely going to be good for this particular reality show. He's already given me that like schoolboy kind of vibe. So, all right. So while Sin is pulling that up, this is for all copyright purposes. This is for research and research only. This video that we will be showing is only for research purposes only. All right. So we just have to put that out there. Educational and research purposes only. All right. So anyone, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this? Let's see. Let's go, because when I say that, it's people. Some people believe, some people do not. I mean, our Twitter, our Instagram is blowing up with comments, like regarding this. Followers are just weirded out. Like another follower says, but they grown. This is weird as. So some people are not here for it. Someone says this is stupid. The original College Hill, like we said, they're actual college students, right? Someone says this is stupid. Some folks need the attention and need to be relevant more than they need for cash. All right. I wish Nene would just accept the fact that her time has come and passed. All right. And someone says, another follower says, senior citizen hill. So someone calls this a senior citizen hill instead of College Hill, college senior citizen. And someone says, one thing Ray gonna do is reality show. I agree. Ray is not afraid to get his coins and to get his bags. So you can't front on Ray J for that. So Sin, were you able to pull up the video? Let's wait on Sin to see.
Yeah. So let me see. Hopefully it's gonna allow me to do it now. Okay, let me see. I think it should be this. Yeah, okay, it's not allowing me to share the video, but let me see if I can go ahead and pull up the picture, which is so unfortunate because this is like literally evidence of Nene courtside with her castmates, Lamar Odom, Dream Doll, Big Frida. She's sitting next to Big Frida filming the show, and some people are just in disbelief. I just feel like sometimes they could just be in disbelief because they don't think it's their girl Nene on this show.
I mean, the picture was, hopefully everyone will just get it together, because it is happening, guys. It is happening. So let's pull up that picture. Hopefully the video would play, but I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen it. But for those of you who have not, this is it, and this is what it has come to. Okay, if you don't believe it, you better believe it now, because it is happening.
Exactly.
BET. So just brace yourselves, because it's happening.
Exactly. And another thing is like, another thing is just like, I mean, she's on the show. There's pictures, and also if you have not, like if you, like Lucy said, if you haven't seen it, we have it on our YouTube. It's a short on YouTube, so just go ahead and check it out. I just am not able to pull it up here for some reason, and it's really unfortunate, but she is on the show, and the video, it's just not coming up. But let me see if I can go ahead and pull up the picture. So if any of her fans are still in disbelief, and those Nene fans, they don't play about their girl. See, there it goes. See the picture. You see Nene, you see Big Brother, you see Dream Doll. I don't know who the rest of these people are.
I believe it's India Love. That's India Love in the gray, Ray J, and I think that's Stacey Dash on a far end.
Oh, Stacey Dash. Oh, you have to read the one where they said about Stacey Dash.
Stacey Dash. So yeah, I think I read, if I can, but that's all like what people are saying. I mean, they didn't even consider Stacey Dash. They just call her a regular citizen in terms of like the comment section. But this is what it is. This is what it has come to, guys. And before we move on to the next topic, like if you are still wondering whether or not this is true, yes, it is true. This is a picture, and I, like Sin said, there is a video out there in regards to this. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on to the next topic. So what topic do you want to move into? Because we have some spices when it still involves our girl Nene Leakes, but So, well, let's just get into it. So we're going to move on to the whole Kandi and Nene situation, okay? So you guys know that Kandi and Nene have been at it for quite some time, I would say. After, even in the Real Housewives of Atlanta, even after the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they were on each other's throat, I would say. You know, Nene has went out there to make claims of racism that was going behind closed doors when it comes to Bravo and production. She felt like they were giving some of the women uppercuts, and I believe that she mentioned Kandi as having some of like the uppercuts or some of the benefits that some of the other ladies did not have. Now, Kandi recently got her own spinoff show. So, you know, she's doing her thing, the Kandi and the Gang. And, you know, before that, Nene, I would say, was, you know, doing interviews and going on live to make such comments when it came to Kandi. She did give her a perspective on what she felt about Kandi. And of course, Bravo, Andy, you guys know all about that. But we really want to focus on mainly on Kandi's interview that she did. And she kind of let us know that Lenithia called her a very, very derogative comment. If you guys know, I'm not going to say it here because of some, you know, YouTube strikes for certain words. So we're just going to let you guys kind of figure that. If you already follow us on Instagram, you already know what she called her allegedly. But because of this, we will not say it. However, on the interview, Kandi kind of like, you know, let us know that Nene called her that word, and she kind of basically tied up that her and Nene are not in a good place, right? They're not in a good place, and that's just where it's at. Sin, what were your thoughts on this? Knowing, you know, Real Housewives of Atlanta, knowing the relationship when Nene was on the show and Kandi, because they had their times when they were buddy, but it wasn't to the point where they actually got along. I think it was just for the show.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was just for the show. I wouldn't really consider like Kandi and Nene as like best friends, but I would say they were cordial. They respected each other. And I feel like Nene respected Kandi and Kandi respected Nene, but you can just tell there was always that animosity, and it's just like human nature as well too, like that competitiveness. I feel like Nene always, and you know, not I don't know if she does, but I'm just saying my opinion, I always feel like she probably saw Kandi as a big threat, like a big fish, like a threat. You know, when I say big fish, I mean like she was like a threat. And I think that she saw Kandi as like, you know, as being the future of the show, you know, maybe towards like the direction they wanted to move into. So, and I think that, you know, ever since the whole thing that happened with Nene and of course like Bravo and stuff, she probably felt like, you know, Kandi should have maybe stuck up for her a little bit more. And she started making certain different allegations about Kandi, saying she's like a, you know, SOON. So you kind of figure that. And Kandi actually, this is the first time actually Kandi has spoken about this. She did an interview. I'm just going to play a clip of the interview. And once again, we're going to go ahead and read the copyright statement. So, you know. So let's go ahead and read the copyright statement.
Let's see. I mean, this is definitely for research purposes and just for learning and educational purpose. Just in case, you know, if they any flagging or just any flagging of nature, this is only for research purposes. So
yeah. So let's go ahead and play the interview and
about that. But it's annoying. It's annoying as be coming at me with all that mess. I normally don't even address it. Like realistically, I think that's the only time publicly I've even talked about that. But it's annoying. It's annoying, especially when you say things like using the term towards me, because if nothing else, I was like, realistically, I'm the only one out of them that even still lives in a majority Black community.
Wow. So let's go ahead and dissect what Kandi said in regards to this. Now, I will have to put it out there is that I don't know exactly where Kandi had pulled this up that Nene called her this term. We don't have a video or any information or any article that we can reference that. So we will just go by what she said and just allege that this is what Nene said to her. However, one thing I picked up in this interview is that Kandi says she is the only person currently who still lives in a majority of Black neighborhood. And you guys already know where Kandi lives. Kandi has been living there for a very long time. And you guys remember in seasons back, right? Kim Zodiac Bierman, remember she made that comment that Kandi lived in a not so good neighborhood. You guys can put that 2 and 2 together. So this statement that Kandi made kind of lets me know that Kandi appreciates where she's, who appreciates herself, appreciates who she is, and she appreciates her upbringing, and it just kind of identifies who Kandi is, especially with her on the show as well. Because I think majority of this fight was that Kandi was supposed to. Nene was on the show. She was basically, I would say, when it comes to Bravo, Nene was trying to get the girls. It was more of she was trying to get the girls some benefits, right? But for Kandi, she was trying to get the girls more in terms of more production time, more time for them pay, in terms of pay, production time. Kandi was fighting for the girls, fighting for the ladies, the African American woman on the show. Kandi was basically fighting for more benefits for those ladies. While Nene had this idea, however, Nene, she has ideas, but she doesn't really come through with the ideas. So Kandi was able to kind of throw it out there, but instead of Kandi, going with all the girls together, all the ladies together, she basically backdoored them and went behind their back to actually ask, the executives and let them know in regards to this. So I think that's just kind of what I believe that's kind of what Nene's issue is with Kandi, and she feels because I feel like both Nene and Kandi they want that role to where they feel like they should be on top. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's just how I see it. They want to be the boss. And we already know Kandi's a boss. She owns multiple businesses. And Nene was actually the start, her and Kandi, they definitely started the show, started the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nene was part of the pioneers of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I felt like maybe this is the reason why she's feeling so, I want to say bitter, but she's, very passionate about speaking up when it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, voicing out her opinion, is because, she was one of the pioneers. She was here when it first started, and now, look where she's at now. So I can kind of understand why why she's feeling that way. But then again, the way she went about it when it comes to the network and, when she went online and she just started saying stuff, I wasn't in support of that. So I can kind of see where she's going, but then I can also disagree with her.
Yeah, good point. I feel like, I definitely can see where she's going with it. But then it's just anyone can throw in ideas and stuff. But if you're not executing them, or if you're not executing them, then there's just no point. If you're not, having the action, you're not put in a plan towards it, then there's just really no point. If Kandi, yeah, you brought the idea, but if Kandi is properly executing the plan or the idea that you had, you can't get upset with Kandi because last this is for everyone. You know, everyone's gonna win. Like there's going to be more diversity representing, like working with the production team when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta. So last, everyone is going to win. You know, when it comes to having more representation when it comes to Bravo and also Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I don't know, like it's hard to say. You can't really be upset with her about that, but I understand who wants to be backdoored. No one wants to be backdoored. No one wants to, oh, you have something in plan, but then you see someone else implementing it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I mentioned. My issue with Nene is that she does have good ideas, but I feel like there's no execution of it, and it's like someone like Kandi already went and did it. So I think and I will definitely give it to her. She does seem like she does have great ideas and where she wants to see, to see the show, that like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, like how she wants the show to take off, or where she feels like the show needs to go. And I could definitely trust her judgment on that. But again, it was just the way she executed all of this, like how she went about it. And then when she ran on the internet and she was just basically saying stuff about the network, and now this is where we're at with Nene. So I have to say, I can't be mad that, Kandi's still here. Is still on the show, because again, Kandi is just like any other person. She's about her coins. She's not afraid to like do other things. Like she's not afraid to like venture off to different things. Like this reality College Hill that Nene isn't. I'm pretty sure Kandi, if it was up to Kandi, she'll do it, right? But I guess what we were saying about Nene is that we were not expecting for her to be in this type of reality show, because when she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she gave us more like the upscale, like Beverly Hills, like upper echelon type of like vibe, right? Saying like that was kind of like how we saw Nene.
Yeah, like Nene was I think you can describe Nene as being very like, like when you think about upper echelon, Nene. Also, she was very a little bougie. Let's just,
Yeah, so we were not expecting. Also, that's just to say that again, this as to Kandi, like Kandi is not afraid to be like when it comes adapt to the environment, her environment. She's not afraid to change. She's not afraid to try something different, and that's what bosses are about. And that's why the way Kandi is growing and the way she's growing, because of her boss like mentality when it comes to venturing off to different things. So, and I think that's where Nene kind of
bringing people back.
Wrong.
What if they brought?
So that's just my thoughts on that particular situation. It's interesting that Kandi actually talked about Nene, because she doesn't really talk about Nene or like actually mention her, but so it's interesting to kind of actually see that even with her spinoff, she made some comments in regards to this. So it's just kind of Kandi does a tell all in a way.
Yeah, Kandi really never does like. This is like the first time I'll say I've seen like Kandi actually discuss like. I mean, we see. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've seen like Kandi like actually respond to a Nene situation. Yeah, I would say this is like the first time I've actually seen her like respond to something. So yeah, I think it's good because it kind of brings clarity to the whole situation. So I mean, last everyone has their own spin-off show. Nene, she's on College Hill. Kandi is going to be on Kandi and the Gang. So yeah, but it to me, I feel like in a way, I feel like Nene really wants to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I think so too. I think if they were to give her an opportunity, but I think because of her pride, she'll probably want to like have some terms and agreements with the network, or maybe have a sit down one-on-one with Andy, just so she doesn't look, like to the people, she doesn't look, like too soft, like, oh, after all that you did and talked about Andy, you still went back on the show. So I think she's gonna be like, okay, she's gonna be like, oh, me and Andy talked about it. We were in agreements with a few things, and I'm back. So I feel like she does want to be back. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I feel the same way. I think if her and Andy possibly had like maybe a talk or something, I feel like Nene would be back on that show regardless.
With no hesitation.
With no hesitation. Yes, she will.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Nene has to kind of, it's too intense. Like, like, I know that quote, fake it to make it. And I kind of see where that with Kandi is, like, you got to fake it till you make it, right? Because everyone is there for their coins, right? Like, the reality show is not this is not like your 24/7 life, right? The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's just a particular show for a particular season. And you're filming with, different people, different personalities. And unfortunately, you have to kind of like adjust to that. Again, you have to fake it till you make it, right? And I feel like that's kind of where I'm getting with some of the ladies. Like Kandi, she's been on the show for a very long time. And I kind of see that fake it till you make it kind of mentality from Kandi. So I wish if Nene kind of maybe adopted that a little bit, I think she will go far in, when it comes to reality show or that specific show particularly. So that's kind of like what I see.
Right. And I think that another thing is, I don't even think it's just necessarily like fake it till you make it. It's just more so just don't burn bridges.
Yeah, but in another term, just fake it till you make it. Like, that's just how I'm going to put it in my terms, fake it till you make it. Because none of you, like, I want to say you guys are friends in real life, right? You guys are just filming for the show. Now, some of them are possibly friends, but I feel like you just have to fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it with the networks, the production team. Like, come there, do your job, and go. That's it, Nene. You don't have to feel like you are the top, you are the head BITC in charge, right? You don't have to have that attitude. Just kind of like humble yourself a little bit, like, adjust to it and say, okay, film your section and, call it a day. And that's it. But I don't know. That's just my opinion for Nene if she decides to come back to the show.
Yeah. Maybe, after this whole college chill thing she has going on, maybe she will maybe think about it or so. But yeah, but I feel like Nene should be at that level where she has her own kind of thing going on, where she has like a solid, because she just has that influence, but I just don't want her to be picking up just like gigs here and there, because in a way this is kind of a gig, this whole college chill thing. It's like it's kind of like, I don't know, I would just say it's a kind of a gig. I would like, when I think of Nene, like I want her to like level up, like I want her to like level up in the aspect of her having her own show on Netflix or something, or her actually having her own show on BET, not with just, I don't know. I don't want to call like, Miss, I don't know, like Dream Doll, India Love, like, I don't know, it's just a weird combination. Like, how do you get Stacey Dash, Dream Doll, Lamar Odom, and then Big Freedia, and then Ray J, and then Nene all in one? Like, it's weird. To me, I just feel like this is just weird.
The dynamic is off. Like, the dynamic is really off. I'll be honest, I don't see Nene as part of that. Because like you said, I don't want to see her picking up like gigs. Because that's what it seems like. As much as we say Nene she's financially okay, she's financially stable. But my question to Nene is, Nene, what are you doing on this show? We still have not gotten that from you. Like, I really want to know, why did you decide to like pick up this gig? Is it for like other ventures? Do you have something else lined up for you? Is this just like maybe a startup? So Nene, if you are watching this, or if you do get, do see this. My question is, please, Nene, is why did you decide to take this opportunity with College Hill? That's my question to you, Nene Leakes. And I hope that you do answer it.
And this is just like a gig. I'm sorry. Yeah, people say, oh, this is a great. No, like I'm being totally honest. This is a gig. Like, guys, come on, let's be serious. Come on. Like, this is a gig for Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes. The Nene Leakes. This is a gig. Like, I'm not even happy that she's on the show. I'm really not. Like, I would want to see Nene actually produce a show where it's like, and like, it's maybe she does like a conversation with maybe people who she's burned bridges with, actually have a sit down conversation. I think people will actually like that more, because we've actually never seen Nene actually have a conversation where she's not walking off, or she's not carrying her purse and walking off, maybe somewhere, if she doesn't like how a certain like scene is being taped. Why don't she have a conversation with Andy, her producing the conversation, where she has a sit down conversation with Andy, or sit down conversation with Kenya, sit down conversation with Kandi. I mean, not Kandi, but who else? Kenya. Who else does she have?
Kandi. I mean, the list goes on. I will have to say, I agree, Sin, that she should. I would like to see her doing a sit down conversation, because like you mentioned, there's been scenes on that show where Nene has walked off there's an episode with Dr. Jeff. The girls were having kind of like a powwow, like a therapy session, and Nene was the only person who left that scene. The same thing with Cynthia. She's having a conversation with Cynthia there. Cynthia's kind of letting her know, this is where you hurt me. Like, this is where, this is this. And I'm not saying none of those women are all angels. However, we're mainly focused on Nene and, of course, Kandi. But we would like to focus on Nene because we want to know why Nene decided to, decide to take this opportunity of being on College Hill, like Celebrity Edition, from Real Housewives of Atlanta to College Hill. So, like Sin said, like, I think it definitely has to do with learning not to burn bridges with people, right? Like, so we definitely want to see Nene in that sit down conversation where she's like some type of conflict resolution, And like we said, Nene is good for TV. Nene is good for reality TV entertainment. We definitely give her up on it. But I feel like Nene cannot move on until she definitely figures this out or have that conversation. And I would love to see it, Sin. I'm pretty sure you love to see it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us out there will love to see it, because there's been times on the show where Nene has walked away from conversations that could have definitely helped her friendships, like her relationship, build better relationship with some of the women and some of the ladies on that show.
Right. And it's just like, I don't want to see Nene, and let me tell you, like, it's not just because it's no, like, I think BET, like, this is a good platform, but I don't want it to be like a BET gig that Nene's on. I want it to be like Nene producing, like it's Nene's show on BET, not someone else's show. And I think it's like Ray J producing it. No, this is like a gig for Nene. Or I would like to see her on like a Netflix series or a Netflix show, something that's just going to be, you just like elevate, like, like she went from Bravo to this, like, and it doesn't need to be on Zeus. No. Like, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I really hold Nene to really high standards. And I just feel like this is just a pickup gig. So yeah. Okay. So I think we've kind of spoke a lot about Nene. Should we move on to like Kandi?
Yes, let's move on to the next topic, which is Kandi. Yeah.
Yeah. So also, okay, let me go ahead and read this. This is okay. Maybe it's not this. Okay, so this is another thing that Kandi said in regards to Nene calling the network the R word. If you don't know what the R word is, you see it up here. Okay, so Kandi, this is an article, and Kandi said while promoting her latest. So this is from article that said while Kandi was promoting her latest Bravo reality show, Kandi and the Gang, Buruss said on Sirius XM Urban Views, the Clay Kane show about accusation of rape of the R word. She commented, realistically, she doesn't agree. Everyone can have their own. Everyone can have their own opinion. Can have their own opinion. I do not agree. Buruss also said that leaks would tell everyone she was the highest paid on the show and experience. She can't brag about being paid the most out of anyone, and then say that they're not being treated right. So similarly, I mean, pretty much what Lucy was saying. So this is just kind of like a summary of, like, you know, what Kandi was saying in regards to Nene throwing out accusations she's being paid the most, everyone's not being treated the same. So Kandi is just saying she doesn't think the network is R. It's, you know, she didn't think the network, or, you know, when we talk about the network, Bravo, I'm pretty sure, she didn't think the network is the R word. So yeah. Okay, so back to Kandi. Kandi has been like on the topic of everyone's mouth, especially on our Instagram. So please, guys, go ahead and check it. Go, if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you follow us at @Kenzie_blogs. Make sure you check us out there. So, topic of conversation is Kandi is paying her employees, guys. Kandi is paying her employees $12 per hour, and people are upset. Like, people are like, Kandi, why are you paying your employees $12 an hour while you are a multimillionaire? Why are you paying your employees $12 an hour? Why are you doing this? And Kandi clapped back and she responded. She said, minimum wage in Georgia is $7.25. So $12 is definitely not minimum wage. What are your thoughts on that? Why is Kandi paying her employees $12 an hour?
Well, let's just start off with, what is the minimum wage of Georgia? She said the minimum wage of Georgia is $7.25, right? In other states, I think in other states it is also $7.25 an hour. Remember, Kandi is not a public. Her corporation or her business is not public. It's more like a private entity. So if Kandi decides that she wants to pay her employee $9.50, $10, $12, $15, that's up to Kandi. I will have to say she's doing better than some corporations, like some, bigger corporations. She's paying them a little bit better. So that's just how I see that. Like, I'm like, okay, like, because there's some corporations who even paying their employees lesser than what Kandi's giving her employees. And you have to think about it. How many people does Kandi have working for her, right? You got to think about the loans that she possibly has to take out, and just the other things, like the other business ventures that they have, where they have other employees working for them. So we have to look at it that way. And I feel like $12 is not bad. It could be better, but she's doing a lot better than some companies or some corporations, I will have to say.
Exactly. I think that, okay, so the reason why I see it in two ways. So people are more so upset she's paying her employees $12 is because most of her employees, as you can see from the show, are actually her family members. So like the cooks and stuff are her family members, the people who do the who watch the like the parking lot is actually one of her cousins. So it's like, is she paying her family members $12 an hour? Like, I think that's why people are more so upset. I don't necessarily think it has a lot to do with Kandi being, Kandi the brand. It's more so, why are you paying your employees / your family members $12 per hour?
People, so let me just say, so what exactly do people want her to pay her family? What exactly do they want her to pay her family members? What are they expecting? If someone's out there in the comment section, do you guys, are you thinking the same thing? What Sin just said? Do you agree with that? That people are more so of like why is she paying her family members this? Like I feel like Kandi's treating her family members just like she would treat I'm pretty sure when other people come in that's not her family member, that is what she's also going to pay them.
Exactly.
I mean, they're expecting Kandi to pay them like $20 an hour. Like, I mean, like what's going on here? $12 an hour is okay. I would have to say it's okay. It's not the best, but like I said earlier, it's better than what some people are, some corporations and companies are giving their employees. And Ms. Drea, let's read this comment up here. She says she has to pay her employees based on the income of her business, not based on her personal income. Exactly. And as we all know, I don't really have of course, the information when it comes to Old Lady Gang or Blaze. We don't have that financial information, the income and what they, the revenue and stuff. We don't have that together, so we can't really judge that based on that. But you are right, Ms. Drea. They have to base it based on that. And you guys already know that Kandi, is it Blaze or Old Lady Gang? They have to shut it down due to some health issues. Remember? So they have to shut it down for a while. So, I mean, I can't say that Kandi they're really getting it like that, but again, it's based on how much their business is like earning.
Exactly. And it's also like, on the show, I mean, most of our family members are on the or like are her employees. But we can look at it another way. Like once again, Ms. Drea also points out that it's not that she's paying her family members like $12 an hour. It's also like maybe she's helping them with personal things or other ways. And it can also be like maybe they just wanted to like, maybe be compensated $12 an hour so they can be on the show, Kandi and the Gang. So that as well, like so they can also be on the show because they have to be like they're working for Kandi and and they're working at the restaurant, so it just seems more realistic. I also feel like it could also just be like for publicity as well too, because a lot of people go to Old Lady Gang. Like a lot of people go to Old Lady Gang, celebrities, especially in Atlanta. Like it is a big deal down there. Old Lady Gang is definitely a big deal, especially if in the South and stuff. Like Old Lady Gang is a big deal, and I think that it can also be for publicity as well. On the show, one of Kandi's, I think he's like her cousin or her nephew or something. He's like the cook. He's the main cook there for Old Lady Gang. So I don't think we also have to. I don't think that's not necessarily like Kandi. Kandi is paying her employees like $12. I think it's just like whatever the company's making, whatever Old Lady Gang is making. I think that's just what it is. Kandi. I mean, why would Kandi give up her personal income to compensate her employees? It has to be what Old Lady Gang is making. If Old Lady Gang only has enough money to pay their employees $12 an hour, then that's what they can just pay their employees, and that's just that.
Exactly. And which brings us to like Drea's comment. In real life, most restaurant employees don't make more than $12 unless it's a major upscale business. Exactly. So what are these expectations coming from Kandi? It's like people are pocket watching her. Like, I guess because they feel like Kandi has multiple ventures that she does, but this is not about Kandi's personal assets. This is about the restaurant in question, right? How much is the restaurant earning? Like, how much is it bringing in? That's based on what she can go by. And let's also look at it this way. It could be that the restaurant is not even earning that much, but Kandi is going to put that, give them that $12 an hour, right? And because they're also her family, they may be also working like, who knows, she may be also adding in additional, maybe other things as well into it, maybe other personal things. And like you said, Senna, it could also be for publicity. Some of these people maybe have publicity, and then depending on how the show goes and depend on like, again, the restaurant earning and stuff, she could possibly bump that up as well. So let's not be too quick to like say, like basically have an illusion that she should be paying them a little bit more. Like, let's be real here. Let's be honest, and let's not try to count Kandi's personal pocket.
And let's also keep that same energy for people like the Walt family, Walmart. They're multi-billion. I'm pretty sure they're billionaires. How much are they paying their employees? Apple's probably paying their employees like $15 so an hour. I mean, I feel like that's fair for Kandi. Like $12 is fair, and that's a restaurant. Some restaurants don't even pay that much. So, yeah.
Exactly. That's basically it. I feel like I feel like every time people mention Kandi when it comes to her business, it's always like Kandi is rich. She's a rich. She's a rich auntie or whatever. We're not going to talk about Kandi's personal, her personal assets. Let's look at it in terms of her business.
Right. Okay, and let's go ahead and read some spotlights, some comments that, it was literally a field day when we posted this, kind of like proposed this question on our Instagram. Everyone had something to say. It's like it was so many like mixed opinions. Let me just go ahead and read some in our Instagram. Make sure you also follow us on Instagram at @Kinsey_blogs on Instagram. That's where we pretty much update all of our put most of our updates on. We put that there first. So make sure you're following us. Okay, so people are saying that Kandi knows she could have paid her employees $15 an hour. So they feel like Kandi should have paid her employees $15 an hour. Some people are saying that some people are still even shocked that the minimum wage for Georgia in 2022 is still $7.25. I am even still shocked. Why is Georgia still paying their employee minimum wage $7.25 per hour? So who can live off of that? Like let's be honest, who can live off of $7.25 per hour? Who? And then some people are saying that $12 is a lot for someone just standing and socializing. Another follower said that another follower said, if you live in southern states, please don't complain. It is your, government members that are blocking Fed minimum from raising to $15. A majority of southern states don't have state minimum and only recognize the federal minimum as their state. Cities can also adopt their own minimum wage. So pretty much they're saying that this is not necessarily this is more of like federal minimum wage, and some states just adopt it. Some states have their own minimum. So some states are paying maybe $10 an hour, but the federal minimum wage is $7.25. And Georgia is one of those states that actually adopts the $7.25 per hour. So it's not Kandi's fault. This is just, it depends, that's why you have to go out and actually vote. This is one of the reasons why they always say, exercise your rights to vote. You have to exercise your rights to vote, because $7.25 per hour is federal minimum wage, and Georgia has just adopted it. So that's just that. Okay, so I'm just going to read a few more comments and we're going to go ahead and move on. And some people are saying that Starbucks actually pays their employees $17, and Target in some areas actually pays their employees $22. Yeah. People are saying in Texas, McDonald's is paying $17. Dang, McDonald's. Okay. McDonald's in Texas are paying their employees $17 per hour. I guess some states. And people are just saying, $12 is nothing. $12 is nothing. But let's come on, like compared to $7.25, which is the minimum wage, and I just think that's just still ridiculous. For Georgia, $12 is a big. It's a lot, Are you surprised that Georgia's even they're still adopting the $7.25 per hour? Are you still surprised?
I'm not surprised because again, it all goes to like go out to vote, exercise your vote, and I'm a little shocked that they're still at that $7.25 an hour. But it's a good thing Kandi actually pointed that out because that's remember this is the government's doing. Kandi, on the other hand, she doesn't even have to pay her employees that, but she is. So would you rather be dealing with the $7.25 or would you rather deal with the $12 an hour? If you're going and let's say Walmart's paying them $7.25, would you rather take that route or see yourself at old lady gang? Like which route would you rather take?
I mean, I'd rather see myself at old lady gang.
Exactly. So like I'm not surprised. Again, I'm just not surprised. Again, it's like you said, exercise your right to vote. Like if you do, hopefully some of these representatives and these political leaders and who have some of their bills and whatever their implementation of like their policies and stuff, like sometimes you have to read up on these leaders, like these elected leaders, when it comes to election days. You have to read on what they're about, what they believe in, and vote those people and vote those people out. Like that's why it's so important to really go out there and vote. For Georgia to be at $7.25 an hour, and Atlanta is pretty expensive. I will have to. You guys know if you live in Atlanta, everything is expensive. So I'm not sure how if people are actually working this minimum wage of $7.25, but if they are, my caps are off to them because I don't living in Georgia. Yeah, that should definitely be changed.
That's unacceptable, and I'm surprised that that bill hasn't even been updated because I feel like the minimum wage for $7.25 per hour has been the federal minimum wage for almost since the early 2000s.
Exactly. It's so unfortunate. And then we also have to look at it this way. The comment section in that post in our Instagram, some people are not, because some people don't live in the South. Some people, I think I saw a comment where people are saying like that they couldn't believe it because they're living in the East or they're living in the North. Like, so they're shocked because I think up there they paid them a little bit more. So when when it was presented that Kandi was paying them $12, they were in shock as well. But they do have to understand that we're in the South. And again, being some, people, the leaders that we have in office, the bills and stuff so they were a little shocked, but again, we have to think about where we're at. We're in the South and Atlanta at that, Georgia at that. Okay, so to us, it's not really a shock, but to people up in the East,
to people who are not in the South, it's a shock. It's a shocker.
Yeah.
So to people who are not, it's a shocker. Maybe people who states are paying like they're not adopting the federal minimum wage. They maybe have their own state policies, or people who are in California, other places. It's a shock because I'm still in like 720. What with everything rising? Oh yeah, no. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let us know what your thoughts on that. Especially if you're watching the replay. It's 12. You guys think Kandi is at least being fair considering what the federal minimum wage is? Do you think Kandi is being fair? Let us know. Okay, so let's go. I think we have a few more topics. We want to talk about Kandi and Phaedra. So in the interview, once again with It's Trace or is it It's Tricky, Kandi also speaks on Phaedra as well. And I'm just gonna go ahead and play it and we're going to discuss it. So
Phaedra back, would you still be on the show?
No.
Oh, that's it. Then you're out of there.
I mean, it's just like I just don't think she and I need to interact. You know what I mean? I'll let her do her thing. When they decide to do that, then let her do her thing.
Okay, you'll be like, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
It's nice knowing y'all. you better choose up and choose.
It's not even about making nobody making the choices because she's on other shows or whatever. So I'm like,
no, but they
still doing
said
her
that
thing.
the rumors were like she wants to come back.
I don't know where she wanna.
okay.
But we ain't talk.
Yeah, and you don't, and that situation is not fixable.
No, it's not fixable. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So as you guys saw, and this is once again from It's Tricky with Raquel Harper. This is an interview that Kandi did. So she was talking about the situation with Phaedra, how it's just like in summary, there is nothing that can bring her and Phaedra back together. That relationship is done and dusted. And she was saying that Phaedra is also in another show, and yes, Phaedra is actually she's going to be a cast member of the new. Let me just pull up. This is Phaedra. She's going to be a part of the new season 2 of Girls Trip with Vicky Gunderson and some other ladies. I couldn't really tell, but this is Phaedra. So they're actually filming right now for Girls Trip season 2. So Phaedra is going to be on Girls Trip season 2. They're saying that there's also reports that she's looking to come back. She wouldn't mind coming back, but Kandi is,
basically, if Phaedra returns, Kandi's leaving the show, basically. And I don't know exactly what relationship Kandi has with Bravo, but I don't see. It's going to be a tough one if Phaedra returns, and I don't know if I actually see it happening.
You don't see it happening?
Yeah, I don't see, unless if there's a conversation that needs to be had, or if she goes on apology to, if she really has that one-on-one with Kandi. And this could possibly be a storyline, right? Where Phaedra returns, and there's like an demand for her and Kandi to like have a conversation on the show, right? Like who doesn't want to see that? Because I think everybody will definitely be tuned in, and I think it definitely can make the ratings go up. So if that's something that could possibly happen, I'm here for it. And I think if Kandi's willing to have Phaedra back on so they can have that conversation. And again, I don't see it happening.
Right. And I just feel like, I don't think, to me, how I saw it is like, I just feel like, I don't know if it's black. I don't know. Should I even call it black? Like, how are you going to tell someone that they can't, if they want to be a part of a show, you're going to leave because someone wants to be a part of the show? Like, to me, I don't think it's right. I don't know. Like, yes, Phaedra also, she made those horrible, horrible accusations and stuff, but Portia did too. Why were you so easy to forgive Portia? But when it came to Phaedra, you're like, if she comes back, you're not going to come back. It's almost like you're like putting a stipulation. Like, it's like she's putting a stipulation, like, if she comes back, I'm not going to come back. At the end of the day, that's what she wants to do. But it's like, why would you let someone, I don't know, like, it just feels weird to me. Like, do you think it's right that Kandi is even like making that stipulation? Like, if someone returns, you could say, okay, you don't want to film with her, but for you to say you're literally saying like it's kind of like you're stopping her. I don't get that. I honestly don't get that at all. Okay. So Miss Drea said, I don't have a problem with Kandi, but she is not needed on this show. She's not that entertaining. And that's what actually, Miss Drea, a lot of people have been saying that. You know, a lot of people have been saying that Kandi is not, you know, people are just like, ugh, if she comes back, she doesn't. Or she comes, you know, they're just indifferent about her coming back. There was also allegations that Jeannie Mai may be replacing her.
Remember, we also posted about that as well, and Kandi also debunked that, saying, well, she did. She actually did it in a more of a friendly way. Like, she debunked it in a friendly manner. She did say that her and Jenny are friends. She has no problem with her. And then she was basically saying that if Jenny does want to come on a show, she doesn't mind bringing her along, right? Because you know, guys, Kandi's very good with like bringing people onto the show, and that's another quality of Kandi. She does bring people. She helps people out when it comes to like, especially people that she knows, right? She, you know, brings them on. So I don't see, you know, possibly Jenny might be on the show, but I don't know if she's going to replace Kandi. I don't know how true that to be.
Right. And that was just like a story that, you know, came out, but it hasn't been, nothing has came out of it. You know, that was just a story that was being reported that, oh, Jenny Mai is she's going to replace Kandi. But it's just, you know, a story that's just put out there.
Right. And now, like, the Real is being canceled, right? It's just like, now do you guys, it kind of gives us like, okay, is it really happening? Like, is Jenny Mai, maybe she won't replace Kandi, but is she going to somehow be part of the show? So
yeah, I mean, she's a rapper's wife. Like, she, you know, she's a rapper's wife. She's also has her, you know, she is also in the entertainment business as well. She's married to a rapper, Young Jeezy. She lives in Atlanta, so she's very accustomed to the Atlanta lifestyle. And she'll bring, you know, a different aspect to the show. Like, you know, it's a little bit of diversity on the show as well. I feel like the only non-woman of color that we had on the show was Kim Zolciak.
And Kim is no longer there, so that's been a while.
Yeah. And the only Asian woman that we had on the show on Real Housewives of Atlanta was what's her name? Wu. What's her name?
Lisa Wu.
Lisa Wu, yeah. Yeah, so that is it with Kandi and Phaedra. What do you guys like think about that? Do you think it's fair that Kandi is even putting out those stipulations, or do you think like, yeah, like, I mean, Kandi should put out those stipulations because Phaedra made those allegations about her? Yeah. So I personally would love to see Phaedra Parks back on the show, and that's just me personally. Kandi's it's been years. I just feel like at this point, like, Phaedra was a part of the show. She made the show. She was one of and again, she was one of the people that made the show entertaining. I just feel like Kandi I understand. I definitely feel Kandi's hurt. I feel like, you know, like, no one should be making those accusations about you at all. Those allegations or whatever that Phaedra made about her, whether it's true or not, you know, we don't know. But no one should be making those. But I think at the end of the day, Kandi can elect to not film with Phaedra. She can elect to not film with her. She can elect to not film with her, let the other girls film with her. She can elect to do her own scenes, maybe have her own scenes. Because, I mean, if Kandi has that much weight on the show and on Bravo, she can elect to, you know, do her own thing, you know, and not film with Phaedra. And we'll just see how Kandi's storyline turns out.
And now, like, people are saying, she's not entertaining. So maybe if Kandi maybe she does have this, if Phaedra does come back, hopefully people won't be like, okay, Kandi needs to go, or, Kandi is born. Because I feel like it's the storyline for Kandi. Like, it's going to be an asset for her, if Phaedra's willing to have that conversation, like you said. She not necessarily Kandi films with Phaedra, right? Like she doesn't have to film with her. So it kind of brings to my next question: how much power does Kandi have over certain, in terms of what she wants to be done when it comes to her, when it comes to her in Bravo, the filming, production, because she was able, she has that, because the interview isn't, she has so much she was so confident to actually say that, basically talk about Phaedra and kind of insinuate that if Phaedra, to me, if Phaedra comes back, she's leaving, and she's basically saying that there's nothing for them to talk about. So she was basically confident in saying that. So just imagine what she would do on the show, or her what kind of power or what she has over the show, basically, or the network. I don't know, something is kind of off on that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and play the rest of. Let me see if I can see the rest of the.
It's tricky. Like the show title, it's tricky.
It's, I just feel like, at a certain point, you cut ties with people. Y'all can just keep them cut. You don't have to always try to mend fences. You know what I mean? True. Let her do what she's doing. I wish her the best of luck in all her endeavors or whatever, but we just don't need to interact.
And that's my thing. Kandi's simple. Keep the same, you don't have to interact with her on the show. You guys are just cool. You don't have to interact. But I mean, and this is so, because this is tough. This is really tough. Because I feel like I understand Kandi. I feel like, yes, she just needs to interact with, but you don't need to be putting out those stipulations. Just more, or it's like a threat. It's like, if you put this person here, I'm gone. Lucy, what do you think? Do you think that Kandi is she should do that? Or do you think it's just not right? What do you think? I'm honestly really confused.
When it comes to her, what she's if Phaedra coming back to the show?
Yeah, it's like a threat. To me, it sounds like a threat.
It's not, okay, let's just say it's not that serious, to be quite. Well, when Phaedra made those claims, and then Portia repeated it, those accusations of her, putting people in a dungeon, all these different things, that can tarnish someone's image, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that I don't think that Phaedra ever really got to say it wasn't true, or even coming out to say it wasn't true. And the fact that they were friends, and then Phaedra said this about her, I kind of see where Kandi's anger is at, but I just want Kandi to have that room and acceptance to say, I'll have a conversation with her. If she's willing to say, I'm sorry, and what I said, I should have never I should have never said that because it's not true. Then I think that should be okay for Kandi to accept it. They don't always have to film all the time. They don't always have to see eye to eye. However, they can shoot to exist, right? Shoot in the production and just to exist, as long as there's no more lies being told, and no more nasty accusations being thrown from Phaedra and to Kandi. Maybe a gag order, right? Maybe put a gag order on her.
Gag order, exactly.
Yeah, put a gag order on Phaedra, and so then Kandi doesn't have to worry about Phaedra saying any more nasty things like this. So. But then, it's possible for for them to really do exist in terms of filming, and because I do miss Phaedra's reads, but however, what she did to Kandi was unacceptable. It definitely required, if Kandi wanted, she could definitely have sued Phaedra for that, but I don't think she even did that. So we can't really tell Kandi how to feel on that, because that's something that could tarnish someone's image.
Right. That's true. Just, I think she just have a gag, or like don't even say her name, just a complete gag order when it comes to Faith if she's being on the show. She's gonna be on the show. But yeah, I think that is it. That's all we have. Do you have anything else to add, Lucy? I feel like that was all we had for this live review. We talked about, of course, Nene Leakes, Nene versus Kandi, Nene being on College Hill, Kandi paying her employees $12 per hour. And then, of course, we have the Kandi versus Phaedra situation where Kandi is just speaking out this week. I just feel like Kandi is just speaking out this week, and just speaking her mind this week. But yeah, I feel like that's all we have so far. If you are watching the replay, make sure you like. Also subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We see you all. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. Yeah, we really appreciate you all. We're gonna still keep providing you all with content. But yeah, that's all we have for today. Any closing thoughts, Lucy?
Well, thank you guys to our day ones for always being here and still supports, even with the name change. You guys are still here. So like Sin said, thank you all so much for your love and support. And again, follow us on Instagram if you already have not, because as we are speaking, the post that we've made in regards to Kandi, Nene situation is still ongoing. There's still more comments being flown. So if you want to go ahead and engage in that conversation, go right ahead, because it's still, even since 2 weeks ago we posted this, people had a lot to say. So hopefully the next time we do a live like this, we'll have the more engagements we had on Instagram. Hopefully we'll have it over here in our in this live show, because it's interesting to actually read people's comments into this, and we don't always have that time. These comments we do kind of scroll over, which is like, oh, okay, it's interesting to see people's perspectives on some of these things. You have Team Nene, you have Team Kandi, and then you have the people who are neutral and added. So that's what it's all about. It's just the engagements. Again, we're not Team Nene, we're not Team Nene.
Yeah, we're Team Nene. We're not Team anyone, to be quite honest. I don't think. Yeah, we're not Team anyone. We're just trust me, there's a lot of Team Nenes. They don't play about their girl Nene out. They don't play. So we're Team no one at this point, because, and also there's also a conversation in regards to why is Georgia even paying the minimum wage for Georgia still $7.25? That's the big question. Last slide. That's a big question. The only reason why this is a big deal because it's Kandi, and Kandi is like, she's a big deal. So, but why is Georgia paying their employees $7.25 per hour? Why is that still the minimum wage? That's the real question. And yeah, once again, shout out to our day ones. Yes, we really appreciate it, especially with the name change. And yeah, Miss Gia, yes, we changed our name because, well, one, we were Sister Shock TV. Now we are in Kenzie TV, because we wanted to incorporate what our platform was. We wanted to do more like diaspora celebrity news and more diaspora celebrity, like reality television and stuff, and highlight that. We wanted a name that kind of represent what that focus was. So that's why we went ahead and changed it to Kenzie TV. And yeah, I think that we've been thinking about it for a while. We just went ahead and did it. So if you were following us from Sister Talk TV, now we are in Kenzie TV. So that is us. Yeah. I think that is going to be it for the end of this show. Thank you, Miss Gia. Shout out to Miss Gia, our day one. Shout out to all of our day ones. We appreciate you all. And let us know if you're watching the replay, gang. Bye.